Good afternoon. It's a little tough to take the stage after such a legend as Mr. Gregory. But as we stand here today in few numbers, the one thing that we can definitely take from today and historically is that as we start to make changes individually, we have to examine where our true power comes from. And as we look at this day, if we look for someone else to yield their power to us to make a decision, if we look to someone else to yield their power to us to make our lives right, we will always be in the slow lane. And the only thing I heard Mr. Gregory say was that at what point will you be responsible and drive the car yourself? At what point will you take responsibility and say that the things that I suffer from are a direct reflection of how weak I truly am? As I sit here and listen to Mr. Gregory, I understand how proud my family will be because I absorbed his message to another level. If I feel that the changes we need in Florida are going to come from just the governor, then I'm wrong. If I feel like the changes are going to come from just my legislatures, I'm wrong. Because today, when we leave here, there are still families in need. And there's still the working poor that's in need. And how many of us are yielding our time and our resources to those to make them stronger? And the only thing I heard Mr. Gregory saying was that, Jamal, as you drive that car, there are going to be times that you need more power and more resources. And the only way to get that is to give up your time to those same people to make them just as strong as you. Maybe the person with the most money is not what I need. Maybe we do not need to chase donations. Maybe we do not need to knock on the doors of the wealthiest, but knock on the doors of those that don't have it. And maybe then, maybe only then, the car can truly drive. We drive through the same neighborhoods and the same communities that suffer every day. And these people in these communities don't depend on legislatures. They don't care about my suit, but they still depend on me. And the only way we can get this car to drive is that we take time and give them what we have. We say power comes from voting. And some people feel that if you add the name black, it makes it more powerful. Participation is power. If you don't participate, it doesn't matter if you're a black organization or not, you have no power. And we need more participation. At the same time, I heard Mr. Gregory say it doesn't matter if you have $1 million or not, your vote counts just the same. Isn't that something? The person who has the most money in the world doesn't have any more say-so than me. It's about how I participate. And then I heard him say that the Queen of England and me are just the same. Because nothing she can do can affect my life more than me. Isn't that something? With all the money and power that she has, I can make my life better by my own choices. And the fact that I look to the right hand every day and I see Mr. Lucas Melton reminds me that every day in this car, I am getting better. Because the power in this car is allowing me to get farther. I look to the back seat and I listen to the GPS by Commissioner Proctor and I realize that the car is even driving faster now. But now we need people that don't have a name. You know, it's easy to stand on the stage and take the glory, but take into consideration the hundreds of black men who never got the credit when Martin Luther King stood on that stage in Washington, when President Obama stood on that stage in Washington, even when I stood on this stage. How many brothers have put forth the work that didn't get the credit? Maybe we need to understand that getting credit isn't what it's about, or a donation. But how do we unify our community to bring us together and be stronger? And I'm so proud that Mr. Gregory took time out of his day without $1 to come down and say, I will speak to you. And this is the importance. He was there over 50 years ago to bridge the gap between the same struggle and what we deal with today. And even though we struggle the same, I can look at Mr. Gregory and say that the knowledge he has passed on has not fallen on deafened ears. Next Friday, we're going to have a major celebration. I mean a major celebration. As you think about one of the most important things we have in our society,